Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. The Min mansion looked less like a home and more like a battlefield today. Toys scattered, cushions on the floor, papers flying, complete mess. Jimin was picking things up, his patience already at its breaking point. Jimin, angrily muttering, "Let him come today. I swear I will break his legs. What does he think of himself? I will show him who Min Jimin is." Doorbell rang. "Coming!" Started walking. Nowadays, people don't have patience. Do they think I will fly to the door? Doorbell rang again, louder this time. Jimin angrily yanked the door opened. What ha? Froze at his place. A few men entered inside, carrying a huge parcel as if they owned the place. Jimin's anger was at his peak. He became more mad, and the way they pushed him and entered inside in his own mansion. Jimin exploded. What the hell are you doing? Who are you? How did you enter? Get out before I call my guards. Guard, sir, I'm here. Jimin turned sharply towards him. What are you doing with them? Don't tell me you brought them here. How dare you to invite your friends? Guard, no sir, they aren't my friends. The king sent them. He asked me to help them set this up. Jimin, disbelief. King? Now what useless thing has he sent this time? There is no space for his nonsense in my house. Take it back. Man 1. This isn't for the king. This is for the young master. Jimin frowned. Young master? And who exactly is that? Man 2, proudly. Young master are here. The king's only son, whispered to Man 1. I think he's a new servant. That's why he doesn't know. Jimin, more mad. Servant? Pointing his finger on himself. You called me a servant? Jimin was in shock, but before he could say anything, a small 5-year-old boy entered, leaving muddy footprints across the clean white marble floor, testing Jimin's patience and pushing it at extreme level. T cheerfully shouting, Titi Shatum! Stopped after noticing the men. Who are you? Men immediately turned around and kneeled. Young master. T proudly walked up and patted their heads. Young master is very pleased with your etiquette. Good men. Men too. Young master, the king has sent everything you asked for. T excited. Oh wow! Dada already fulfilled Titi's wish. Men 1. Where should we place it, young master? T looked around seriously as if marking a royal decision. Place it here, under this big chandelier. Man 1. As you say, young master. The man totally ignored Jimin like he was invisible and started unboxing the parcel. Jimin was still in shock. His eyes fell on the muddy footprints on the white marble which he cleaned just few minutes ago. He angrily turned around and got a mini heart attack to see under the big chandelier there was a royal red throne fully customized for tea. Many thrones were inbuilt in the royal throne. It was so expensive and useless for just a 5-year-old boy. Tea's eyes shined to see the royal throne. Tea. Wow! Ran towards it with muddy steps and immediately climbed on it, said proudly, "This is perfect! Titi loves it!" Men bowed while kneeling. "We are glad young master is pleased." Jimin looked at the throne, then at the muddy floor, then at Tea. Now his patience had run out. Jimin exploded. "Menjungi!" The man fell on the floor. Tea flinched hard and cleansing the armrest of the royal throne tightly. Jimin immediately dialed the number. "If I don't see you in front of me in next 5 minutes, then in the 6th minute I will come there and set your building on fire." He angrily cut the call without listening a single word and threw his mobile on the couch. The men were still laying on the floor and looking at Jimin, who was walking back and forth in anger like a lioness is waiting for a prey to hunt. T was sitting on the throne like a scared cub. Within 4 minutes, a man in all black outfit ran there. He was catching his breath. Sweat beads were on his forehead. Fear was clearly visible from his face. "Yoongi, what happened? Why did you call me this urgent? You know I was busy with my important..." Looked at Jimin's furious gaze. I mean, if you called me, then there definitely would be a big emergency." Jimin started walking towards him without blinking his eyes, and Yoongi started taking back a step. His voice fumbled. Jimin was looking dead serious. The sweat drops slipped from his forehead when Jimin stood in front of him. The men were shocked because they never saw their fearless king like this before. The whole world was feared of him, and he was feared by an ordinary boy. At that point, they understood that Jimin was none other than their queen, husband of their king. Jimin grabbed Yoongi's tie and pulled it. "What nonsense thing you have brought in my mansion? Do you think this is a scrapyard where you can throw all the useless things?" Yoongi, Jagya, it's not useless. It's a royal throne for our hair. He saw this on the way when I was driving towards his school and asked for one. So, Jimin, so you thought you could buy this even without my permission? Pulling his tie. What's the need to buy this expensive throne? In this amount, at least 1,000 people eat 2 times a meal. Yoongi, why are you getting mad, baby? Grabbed Jimin's fist. Titi is our only son. How can I deny him? He wanted it. Jimin pushed him. He's just 5 years old, Yoongi. You shouldn't spoil him by fulfilling all his demands. Yoongi, it's okay. I can afford this expense for his beautiful smile. Look how happy he is to get his own throne. Jimin, I don't want to listen to anything, and your spoiled brat son ruined my white marble floor. If I find a single stain on my floor, I would throw you and your brat son out of my house. Angrily walked away. Yoongi looked at the muddy footprints on the floor, then turned to T, who was carelessly sitting on the throne. He slowly shook his head and realized why Jimin was this mad. He removed his trench coat. The men stood up and said, "Men 1, King, we will clean it." Yungi looked at them. "No, I will clean it. You go and listen. You didn't hear and see anything." Men 2 tried hard to not laugh. Okay, King." Left with guard. Yungi looked at T. "TT, what's this? Why do you love to test your mama's patience? If you keep trouble him, that day wouldn't far away when he seriously either throws us out of the house or set this house on fire." T smiled. "Nothing will ever happen, Dada. Mama isn't dangerous. Mama is only pretending." Yungi, Mama's anger is more dangerous than Mama's words. Now let's go to the washroom and first clean TT, then this floor. T stretched his arms. "Then carry TT. TT should tired." Yungi carried T in his arms. "Come here, my hair. The king is at your service." Gently pinched his cheeks and left. This was the family of Mafia King Min Yunki. He loved his husband and son more than anything. Titi was a spoiled, troublemaker brat. Yunki made him so stubborn by fulfilling all his demands. Jimin never pampered T. He was worried for T's future, but Yunki poured all his love on him. Let's see where this love would take Titi and Yunki. Time skipped after a few days. A few days passed. Jimin was sitting on the couch, holding a clothes hanger beside him. Lots of clothes were spread out, and T was crying, mess choking his own breath. Jimin, showing T clothes hanger. "I'm telling you one last time to stop crying. I don't want to hear a single word from your mouth." T cracked voice. Mama doesn't love Didi." Jimin, "If I have to prove my love by fulfilling your nonsense demands, then definitely I don't love you. And for God's sake, stop crying. I got a headache." T cried more loudly. "So you won't listen to me, right? Wait." Started walking towards him. T panicked and crawled back while screaming, Dada! Dada! Jimin, "Shut up. Your dada isn't here to save you, and don't you dare to mess with me, Taeyang. I'm warning you. Wipe your tears and come and help me in folding the clothes." T Didi won't do anything. Didi is here. You are bad. Didi wants new mama. Jimin frowned his eyebrows. "New mama, Seems like you are hungry and want some good beatings." Raised his hand. Jimin only raised his hand to threaten T. Just then Jungi entered, dragging 2 big suitcases. As soon as he saw T crying, sitting on the floor, and Jimin was standing, towering over him, holding the cloth hanger, he immediately ran to T. He pushed Jimin and hugged T tightly. Jungi, have you lost your mind? How cruel and heartless you are! Your heart didn't sink before raising your hand on my precious son. You're beating my son with cloth hanger. Just for 2 days I went for the trip and you started showing your true color. How dare you to beat my son? I can't even imagine that my son isn't safe in my own house. I don't know, I married a heartless person. T hugged him tightly and started crying more loudly. Dada! Dada! Yungi hugged him more tightly. Dada is here, Titi. Dada will protect Titi from this cruel, heartless person. You don't need to be scared. Jimin lost his patience and started hitting Yungi with cloth hanger. Ah, both you and your son made me mad. I'm heartless. I'm danger for my own son. You brainless mafia. Because of you, he became like this. Today I will correct you and your brat son. Yungi, why are you hitting me? It hurts. Stop it. Jimin, it hurts, And what about my mind, which is ready to explode because of you and your son? Yungi snatched the cloth hanger from his hand. I said, stop it. When you can hit me with your full strength, don't know what you might have done with my son. Jimin, oh please stop being over dramatic. I didn't do anything to your trotty son. Yungi, stop lying. Look at his face. Do you think he is crying without any reason? Jimin, I don't think so. He is crying without any reason. I didn't even say a single word to him. Yungi, then why are you holding this cloth hanger? Jimin, I was folding the clothes and your bratty son threw all the clothes out of anger. He again started his nonsense demands. Yungi, it's okay. We are his parents. If we don't fulfill his wishes, then who will? There is nothing to be so hyper about this. Jimin, oh really? Do you even know what he is asking for? Yungi, no, but whatever he wants, we should give him. Looked at T. Titi, what do you want? T slowly picked the cloth hanger and hid behind his back. Titi only wants a sibling, but Mama denies. Everyone has siblings except Titi. Yungi, only this? What's the big deal in it? Of course Titi will get a sip. Finally realized and widened his eyes. You want what? A sibling? A child? Looked at Jimin. A baby? Jimin, he wants a sibling. Now you understand, my dumb husband, why I'm mad? Looked at T. You won't get any sibling. Set this in your mind. T looked at Yungi with cute blackmailing eyes. Nada! Yungi wiped his tears. Don't cry, baby. If my son wants a sibling, then he will get at least one. Looked at Jimin, who was sitting on the couch while glaring him, and gulped hard. Titi, go to your room. Dada will talk to Mama. T ran from there with her cloth hanger. Jimin, so you will bring a sibling for him, but how? Which mall delivers a baby? Don't just stand. I want an answer, brainless Yungi. Yungi walked to him and kneeled. Please. Jimin, one headache is enough for me. I don't want more, and don't you dare to argue with me over it. Yungi, just one baby. I swear I'm ready to do anything. Jimin, no. He wants a sibling because he saw others with their siblings, not because he wants it. Left. Yungi, Jimin, please listen to me. Time skipped after a few weeks. A few weeks had passed. Yungi somehow agreed Jimin for another baby. For that, today, after completing all formalities, Yunin finally got a green signal to adopt a baby. The warden was showing them newborns and toddlers. A teen boy was peeking through the window and silently followed them. Jimin noticed him. They both again came to Children Protection Office to complete further formalities. Officer, so have you selected a baby for you? Jimin, yes officer, we have selected and we want to take him home today with us. Officer, that's great. Tell me, whom do you choose? Jimin, the teen boy who was secretly watching us all the time. Warden, what? You choose him? Weren't you here to choose a baby? Jimin, yes, and we choose him as our elder son. Warden, he isn't worthy. You should adopt any healthy and normal child rather than a burden like him. Yoongi slammed his hand on the table. Mind your tongue. You are talking about our elder son. If Jimin decided to adopt him, then we are adopting him. Bring him here now. Officer, Mr. Min, please calm down. Choose another child. Jimin raised his one eyebrow. Why? Officer, he isn't normal. He is in little space. That's why I'm saying to choose another. Yoongi, without letting him complete his sentence, we still want him. Bring him. We are getting late. Officer, as your wish. Looked at Warden. Go and bring him. The warden left from there while mumbling and soon came back with that teen boy. Teen boy was looking so scared he was about to cry. The warden dragged him inside. Boy, Cookie, surely Cookie won't come here. Please let Cookie go. Officer, Cookie, calm down. Look, who is here to bring you home? They are your new parents. They wanted to adopt you. Cookie looked at Hyunmin with glossy eyes. Really? You will bring Cookie home? Yoongi went to him and placed his hand on his shoulder. Yes, we will bring you home. I'm your dada. Jimin, and I'm your mama. Will you come with us? Cookie smiled. Yes, Cookie will come with Mama and Dada. Can Cookie inform Cookie's friends? Yoongi, go and inform them. Till then, we will complete the formalities. Cookie, Uti! Happily ran outside. Jimin smiled. He's such an adorable boy. Looked at officer. Can we get his medical file? Officer, sure. Actually, he is from the special child building, but you don't need to worry. That also comes under us. We will quickly complete the process. Note: adoption is a long and legal process, so don't take it seriously. It's not as easy as I showed. So many formalities you have to complete, especially for adopting a special child. Take it just as a fictional story. Yunin brought Cookie home. The whole road he didn't stop smiling. He was so happy. He always saw a couple came and took a small baby with themselves. People always teased him, but today he was also taken to the home. Yunin entered the mansion as usual. It was spread out because they left their little storm alone. Cookie was looking the interior with big two eyes. Cookie, wow! This house is so big and beautiful, like a palace. Cookie had never seen this beautiful house before. Yoongi smiled to see his cuteness. Now this palace is Cookie's. Jimin looked at living room's condition. Cookie, here is a devil too. You have to be careful, said by placing the cushion from the floor. Cookie helping him. Really, Mama? Here is devil? That means devil is spread out this. Jungi, no, there is no devil, there is an angel. Jimin, don't listen to him. Heard the crockery breaking sound. Devil is in the kitchen. Do you want to meet him? Cookie, scared and hide behind him. No, what if devil is Cookie? Jimin, first meet him, then decide. By the way, now Cookie has to handle the devil. Tea came there while holding the big bag of chips. Did Mama call Titi? Jimin thinks of devil and devil is here. Shungi, stop it. Titi, look, who is here to meet you? T went to Cookie, who was closing his eyes tightly while holding Jimin's hand. Who is she? Why is she holding Mama's hand? Cookie opened his eyes and looked at T. He isn't a devil, he's a cute baby, Mama. Why are you calling him a devil? T. Mama? Mad. How dare you to call Titi's Mama? I sure rubbed Jimin's legs tightly. He is only Titi's Mama. Jimin, but now I'm Cookie's Mama too. Jungi, Titi, he is your new brother. Cookie Hangi, greet him. Mama and Dada bring Cookie Hangi for Titi. T. Cookie Hangi, but Titi wanted the baby, not the Hangi. Return him. Titi doesn't want Hangi. Jimin, Titi only asked for a sibling. Titi didn't clarify that Titi wants a younger sibling. Now nothing can happen. Cookie will stay here with us. T looked at Yungi. Really, Dada? Yungi, really? Titi, there is no fun in becoming an older brother. Elder brother has to take care of younger one. Cookie will take care of Titi. T looked at Cookie and thought, really? You will take care of Titi? Cookie, the Cookie will take care of Titi. Cookie is so strong. T gave him a bag of chips. Then open it. Titi was trying to open it but couldn't do. Cookie, only this. Easily opened the bag and gave it to him. Here. T took the bag from his hand. You are so strong. Can you give Titi piggy back, right? Cookie kneeled down. Come, climb on Cookie's back. T quickly climbed on his back and Cookie stood up. Wow! You are really so strong. Titi is enjoying Cookie Hangi. Let's go to Titi's room. Cookie, Oti, let's go. With that, they both happily left. Jinmin thought it would be tough for them to convince Titi, but Cookie quickly made it place in Titi's heart. They both smiled to see their bonding. Time skipped up to few weeks. A few weeks had passed, and in just a short time, Cookie had become a part of the family so naturally that no one could ever say he was adopted or that he had arrived only a few days ago. Yunin met several doctors and finally started Cookie's treatment. For now, they chose to teach him at home, guide him not just in studies but in life. Cookie was a quick learner. He learned everything so quickly. Cookie's arrival didn't just change his own life, it changed Titi's life too. The boy who once gave orders now learned to lend a hand. And slowly, T became more sensible, more responsible. The bond between the two brothers was growing stronger with each passing day, and watching them like this filled Yunmin's heart with a peace they had longed for. Right now, everyone was gathered at the dining table. Yungi himself served dinner for everyone, and surprisingly, Titi wasn't throwing any tantrums anymore because now he wanted to become strong just like his cookie Hangi. Cookie, Titi, eat this too. It will make Titi tall like cookie Hangi. Titi will definitely eat. Ah! Opened his mouth. Cookie carefully fed him. Very good. How's it? Tea. So tasty. Cookie. Then thank Mama. Mama prepared this super tasty food for us. Looked at Jimin. Thank you, Mama. Tea. Thank you, Mama. Look, Titi is eating everything now. Jimin smiled. Now Titi is becoming good boy. Yungi fed Cookie. Cookie should also take care of himself too. Cookie has to take medicine after dinner. Cookie smiled. Thank you, Dada. Cookie remembered. Medicine. Tea showed Cookie's medicine. Titi already brought Cookie Hangi's medicine. Jimin, oh wow, now Titi is becoming responsible. Tea proudly. Titi promised Dr. Uncle to take care Cookie Hangi and make Cookie Hangi healthy. Titi loves Cookie Hangi. Cookie. And Cookie Hangi loves Titi. Jimin smiled, looking at them, then looked at Yungi. We made the best decision to adopt Cookie. Yungi intertwined his fingers with Jimin's. Everyone thought we made Cookie's life by adopting him, but the truth is, he completed our family. Jimin, true. Because of him, Titi became sensible. Yeah, he is still so naughty, but not brat. Now he himself came forward to help me. He didn't order the way Cookie needed us. We needed him just as much. Yungi, absolutely. Fed him his food. Sometimes we think we are the ones saving someone, but in reality, they are the ones who save us. Cookie didn't just become a part of this family, he completed it. He didn't just receive love, he taught them how to love even more. One brother found his other half, and a family found its missing warmth. The world already has enough storms. If life gives you a chance, be the rainbow someone is waiting for. Sometimes love is not about giving everything a child wants, but giving them what they truly need to grow. A family is not always built by blood, but by the heart that choose to stay and care. Even the most broken souls can bloom when they are finally loved the right way. One small act of kindness can change someone's entire world forever. And when life gives you a chance to heal someone, don't hesitate because you might become the rainbow in a sky that has only known storms. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was the requested story for one shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Kids often ask for what they see, and it's a parent's duty to give them what they need, not just what they want. Whenever a child asks for a sibling, parents might plan for another baby or adopt one. But this story is special. It's the first time a couple adopted a teen boy for their son. Cookie found a family who loved him like their own, and T got an elder brother who helped tame his bratty side and taught him to become a responsible and sensible boy. Human were happy to see their both sons together. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.